everybody ready? Yeah! All right, now here we go. A one, a two, a one,
All right, GSC, let's get it on. October 16th episode of the show. It's Cody and Brandon here with you. Jordan will be back next week. Thank you once again for tuning in. We've got another hot topic this week. We're going to discuss analytics versus gut instinct. And of course, we've got a quick week six, right? Recap.
Yep.
Going into week 7, and then we're going to cover our games of the week. So good to see you, my guy. How you doing?
I'm good. Another win in the book on the week. Can't complain. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Back-to-back dubs. Might be back.
Oh, your division's
We'll see.
Your division's solid right now, bro.
It's not too bad, dude. It's not too bad. Like it's been like kind of a big turnaround as far as like how our league in general. I don't know if it was me switching out of the West Division. Now we created the Colorado versus everybody else thing. I don't know. It's been kind of fun. We're starting to see different people in different places, like Seamus shooting to the top, Stefan not looking super great right now. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, and then what's going on with Whitney, man? She switched divisions like you, and one of you guys is doing okay, and the other one's
she
at
can't
the
hack
bottom of
it.
the barrel, man.
She can't hack it with you guys, man. I don't know. That's I am a little surprised, to be honest. But she also she caught the injury bug and she can't seem to kick it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same with Stefan though, too.
True. Dude, the injuries this year, I mean, we say it every single year. Like it's just kind of like a part of the game, but good Lord, man, that Aiden Hutchinson injury.
Oh,
nasty.
Yeah, we'll get into
and
that.
I feel
We'll get
so
into that
bad.
and see what Detroit's going to do. We'll touch on that as we kind of go throughout the pod. But I do have a quick question for you this week, brother. Would you rather never go to a live game again or never watch a game on TV again?
Oh my God, I would not rather either of those things. But man, since I moved away from Denver, it's kind of like watching them
everything on TV anyway
is kind of my only option. But I don't know, man. Like if somebody were to come to me one day and been like, Cody, you are so handsome and I love you so much. Here are tickets to the Super Bowl. I don't know if I could honestly look them in the face and be like, nah, fam, I'm good. I'll watch it on TV.
Kinsey, he's dropping a hint. Cody wants to eventually go to Super Bowl. So you want an anniversary gift?
Hey, man.
There you go. I'm just throwing it out.
Write it down.
I got your back, bro.
It's bad timing, though. Her birthday is next week, so we're going to have to focus on whatever it is that she wants. But maybe what she wants for her birthday is to take me to the Super Bowl. Dude, ooh. What's up? Big. That's my gift to her, is to allow her to take me to the Super Bowl. That's how I win.
Fair enough.
I don't know, man. Like I think I would probably never go to a live game again.
I think the same. So that's kind of where I'm at as well. I mean, hockey for me is like the only sport that I really the live being there live is, you know, a whole entire atmosphere itself. When when it comes to hockey,
Definitely.
especially versus like football or baseball or, basketball. They're mostly in the same arena, so I can understand kind of putting those two in the similar box. But hockey, just the pace is so fast, and you're entertained for the full 60 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's where you start getting nervous. Like when you go out for the intermission beer and you come back and you hear that horn for the period starting, and it's like you're rushing back to your seat. You know what I mean? And I don't
Yeah.
get that with football. Like I would rather watch it on TV so I can go get a beer during a commercial break or something like that.
Well, and the thing with football too is there's so many games going on. If you're like me or you, most of our games aren't in prime time. So
True.
there's other games on. I'm gonna want to watch those other games. I'm gonna want to go check in on, the other games that are doing good. So I want that entertainment. But like one thing that stands out to me that I would not go to live and I'd much rather watch on TV is MMA, bro. UFC. I'd much rather watch that on TV all the time. Going on a live,
Sure.
being there for a live event, it's cool, it's great, but it's a lot of kind of waiting. Versus, at least on TV, you're having commentary, you're having kind of the preview and, the stories behind it, all that. Like you do get some of that when you're in the arena, but it's not the same. And, I love hearing the announcer reactions, Joe Rogan, DC, you know, John Anik. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I think the same thing like with football too. Like, don't get me wrong, I love going to football games. They're great, but I feel like you lose a lot without the commentary and like the zoomed in shots and stuff because unless you're, in the first or second tier of whatever stadium you're in, like the seats aren't great, man. So it's like you just have to kind of piece it together from the nosebleeds, like
Right.
I'm not saying that every game I've been to has been in the nosebleeds, but I think, this like the smaller arenas like hockey and basketball and stuff like that are more intimate.
Yeah,
And
definitely agree. Got a nice hoodie there, by the way, bro.
hey, thanks, man. Yeah, you guys want to check this out for you, those of you on YouTube. This is the other version we were talking about. It's nice and cozy. We're finally starting to cool off up here. So
It got a little cool in
yeah.
Colorado today. It's chilly out tonight, so it's finally hoodie
Hey,
season.
shout out Idaho Steelheads, man. They are back this weekend. Game one, Friday night. So it's
College hockey's
officially
back.
hoodie hockey season.
It is. It is. Everything's really back now. I mean, you got basketball right around the corner.
Yes, sir.
Sports
Yes, sir.
Equinox right around the corner.
That's right. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're trying to jump into some fantasy basketball leagues, hit up the club. I am already in one. We're getting ready to draft here pretty soon,
Good
and
job,
I know that
Captain
we
Nick.
share. Yeah, shout out Captain Nick. Let's go. Yeah, get them rolling, guys, because I will definitely jump in a couple with you guys if you need some people, because a lot of games, a lot of fun. All right, guys. Preemptively speaking, this episode may be a little bit short. Obviously, we're minus Jordan this week, so we're going to try to run through some of these things. But we do have a couple of hot topics to talk about. Obviously, I'm sure you guys. This is going to be aired on Wednesday, so I'm sure you have heard all of the big news from today. So we're going to talk about a few of those things and jump in. Brandon, the first thing to me that stood out from this last weekend, Week 6 of the NFL, buddy. Dallas versus Detroit. Like that was embarrassing. Not just embarrassing. We're talking this is the worst home loss in the Jerry Jones era. Dallas got curb stomped.
Yeah, Dallas got their fucking shit rocked. It was, I mean, no easy way to put it besides a good old fashioned ass whooping. It
I
was
loved so, and this is
Dallas
something that I want to see a little bit
looked
more of.
bad.
They did, and I want to see some more of this. Like, I feel like Detroit came in here and made a statement. And you asked me earlier today for some of our social media content about what my power rankings were. And just as kind of a little teaser, I put Detroit up there near the top
I did too.
because
I did too.
I I love to see what they did here. Not only did they come in and smack that ass, but they were just trolling them
Oh yeah.
towards the end of the game
Like
with the trick plays and that.
you're putting an offensive
Dude,
line
it
at
was
wide
embarrassing.
receiver. Like
I
it's
want to see a little bit more of that out of the NFL.
I
Come in here, stand on your business, and let people know what's up.
yeah, I agree. I love it. I oh it it's no better feeling as an athlete when you're just kicking the shit out of some team, right? And you're basically able to just absolutely troll them towards the end of the game. Like there's no better feeling than that.
So, how do you feel? Dallas is obviously going into the bye. They have their bye this week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so they're going into the bye. What's the vibe with them right now? Are they demoralized, or does an ass whooping like that like fire them up?
Humbles
What's
you.
going to happen with Dallas?
I think it humbles Dallas. I think obviously they're not doing terrible. Like they're still a decent team. I think it humbles you. It wakes up your team for sure. Like a loss like that is kind of like the way it is for a college team, right? Like when you lose in college, it gives you that wake up call. I think it's going to be the same way for Dallas. I think the buy is only going to help put the radar more on Dak and CD, especially with their contracts. I think Dallas is going to come back with a vengeance and they're going to do some damage. I think obviously Washington is leading that division right now, so we'll see what happens with them. But I think they need a reset, and this is going to be a nice reset for Dallas.
Which is why you didn't want to trade me CD Lamb today when I offered it to
I won't trade CD.
you.
Only reason wifey has any interest in my fantasy team to begin with is CD.
But
She is
I
a
think that's
Cowboys
fair,
fan.
man. I think that's a fair point. Like, I expect this to have some positive regression here with the Cowboys. Like, it can't, a 47-9 blowout is not going to happen to them again, right? It can't.
No way. I don't expect that. No.
Yeah. But I don't know. Did you see with the Jerry Jones radio interview that happened today?
I didn't know. I've been
He
working in
basically
meetings.
he basically got fed a series of questions that made him go full grandpa mode, and he went nuts on these guys on this radio show, and it was kind of embarrassing. And I just wonder, obviously I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I just wonder what it's like to be a Cowboys fan and know that this friggin' clown is running the show, talking about going all in this season. They have zero run game. Their offense is in shambles. Like,
If they were willing to go all in, you would have signed Derrick Henry, who has the same agent as
that part,
Prescott.
that part. Like,
Clearly.
$60 million man,
And
and he
nonetheless,
looked
re-
awful.
remind you, Derrick Henry ran down your defense's fucking throat.
Dude, at 30 years old, Derrick Henry's like the number one running back in the NFL right now. We're
Yeah.
talking touches, yards, touchdowns.
I think Kamara might
Dude's a
have,
monster.
but seriously.
Yeah, I mean, he's nuts. And I remember like during draft day, I'm like, nope, like I'm not touching him. An old running back on a new team. No thanks. I'm hands off. Guess who drafted him? Friggin' Jameis. And
Yep.
Sheamus is coming alive, man. We're going to talk about that a little later, but
Ah,
I just thought that was interesting. A couple other interesting topics from the weekend. Nick Sirianni and the Eagles. What's going on in Philadelphia, man? They barely squeaked it out
yeah.
against the Browns at home. And Nick Sirianni, quote unquote, gets into it with the fans. I don't know if that's actually what happened, but
Yeah.
man, that seemed a little messy in my opinion. I didn't love it. So
Yeah, it's
Eagles,
it'll be interesting. So, well, I don't know, man. Seems like Sirianni's kind of on the chopping block in Philly as it is right now. So,
dude, get him out, give the reins to Kellen Moore, and call it good. The dude deserves a head coaching job as it is. He should have gotten one 2 years ago.
yeah. No, I
Just
completely agree. Give me 2 seconds. I have to take care of Theo real fast. Dad
yeah,
duties.
absolutely. No worries. So no, I'm just going to go on a little rant here about Nick Sirianni. This is interesting to me that this was a coach that was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, but I don't think that he has the I don't want to say the trust of the locker room, but it's kind of it's messy, right? Like you don't this team has so much talent with Hurts and AJ Brown, and now you add Saquon Barkley into the mix. You shouldn't be this overly excited about barely squeaking in a win against one of the worst teams in football right now in the Cleveland Browns. And the antics that he showed after that game is just it's so cringy to me, you know. You think about the relationship that he has with Jalen Hurts and or I guess I should say lack thereof. But what the hell, man? Like you are this team is designed to be an elite team. You should be an elite team. And it's not really showing. This is not the same Philadelphia Eagles that we saw in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. You started the year off last year going 10-1, and now it's just crumbling a little bit. It looks like stuff is starting to fall through the cracks, and I don't love that for Philly.
Yeah, I completely agree. Philly is absolutely fallen apart. They fell apart at the end of last year, and now it's transferring to this season, and it's crazy. Because you would think with getting Saquon, your run game would be insane, and you still have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. So you should be doing solid, but you're not. Like this team should be 4-1.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Um, it's going to be entertaining to say the least to find out what happens with Philadelphia. Um, Another one that's kind of interesting to me, and not really, I'm not interested in it at all, but I think about the Deshaun Watson situation. Obviously, news broke today. Amari Cooper is no longer a Cleveland Brown. He is heading to Buffalo. This is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league as it is. Now he's losing his number one. I don't know what's going on here, but it is insane to me that he's got the best contract in the NFL and the dude is straight ass. I heard a comment on the Jim Rome show today that made me laugh so hard. He said, at this point, Deshaun Watson may be a better person than he is a quarterback. And I was like, oh my God.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
dude.
it's
Cleveland is
horrible.
so bad. So bad.
Offensively,
Like,
offensively, they are.
and they're only worse now because they got rid of Amari.
Honestly,
Sorry.
I don't think this there's no good news that comes from this. Like this doesn't help Jerry Judy.
No.
Maybe Njoku gets a few more targets, but like,
And Nick Chubb's supposed to come back soon.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know about
Poor
that
Nick
if I'm
Chubb.
Nick Chubb, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. But that was one of the big trades that happened today. Brandon, did you see the other one? I think everybody did. This was early morning news.
Oh, I saw it break.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is now a New York Jet. Welcome
Oh
to
my
the
God, I'm
Jet.
so shocked.
Yeah, dude. I
I
saw
can't
that
believe it.
drop, and then I was watching Pat McAfee this morning, and lo and behold, who do you think pops up? It's Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, and who? Well. Look who walks right in. Devontae Adams. He will be playing Sunday, and he's going to put up 20
Oh
plus
yeah.
fantasy points.
Oh yeah. How long do you think Devontae's been in New York?
I bet he flew out
Like,
last night. I bet.
no way. I bet he's been there for a couple days.
No, he's got kids. I'm sure he flew out like last night. Caught a red eye this morning just to sign his contract. Last night I think last night because he did say that he was trying to reach Aaron last night. So my guess is last night everything kind of came full circle and official, and then got announced this morning.
Shout out Sleeper. They posted a meme earlier that said Devontae Adams going to the Jets feels a lot like a troubled couple having a kid to try to save their marriage.
I mean,
What? So, I mean, how do you feel about it? Because I posted in the club earlier trying to gauge the temperature of how everybody else felt. I don't love it for Garrett Wilson, but it seemed to be kind of 50-50.
I definitely think Garrett Wilson stock is going down. I think it'll be interesting. I mean, I can see both ways because obviously the number one receiver or cornerbacks are now going to be covering Devontae. So Garrett Wilson is now the number two, and Alan Lazard's your three. If you have Mike Williams, bye. He's done. You can drop him now.
Yeah, he's trying. I think the Jets are trying to ship him out anyway.
I think so too, especially after last night. Um,
Well, and they got to make room for that contract that they just adopted for Devontae Adams.
right. I mean, I believe they had the cap space for it, but it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you got him for the season. After this, he's a free agent. Same with Aaron Rodgers.
I don't
Do
know.
they
Something
both
about this
say, "Oh,
whole
we'll come back
story
for
makes me
one
believe
more"?
that I this tells me. So I don't know. The Jets are still going to have a shot in that division, right? The wild card in
I think
that
so.
conference
Yeah,
is it's open. So take notes, Jerry Jones. They are going all in. That's I guess what that means. But I do think they have a shot, and I think personally, I feel like they'll both be back for another season next year, even
I
if
do
it's
too.
just on a 1 year deal.
Discount.
I
I
think
think it'll be on
both
a
Aaron
discount.
Rodgers and
Yep.
Devontae Adams will be back. Yeah.
What this tells me is Devontae regretted leaving Aaron in Green Bay.
I think the Raiders did him dirty.
I think so too. I think obviously he went there
So
to play with Carr. Carr no longer was there, and I feel like in a way, I think also his hamstring. I don't think he's as injured as he actually is. I think he was maybe a 1 week miss, but he missed what, two, three?
yeah, yeah, something like that.
I think that was kind of also a holdout. Like, I don't know if I want to play. Like, y'all, I want to get traded. I think it was kind of a trade
Yeah.
holdout.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. He's like, I'm putting my foot down. I'm out. I'm good.
Kind of maybe
And then,
baby a little bit.
yeah. Oh, definitely. Which, whatever. They all act like
I
that.
don't
But I
blame
think
him.
this is another thing with like the Jets, I think it does improve it on a fantasy level to where, maybe the target share for Wilson goes down a bit, but I think in general, the Jets offense is going to have a little bit more opportunity.
I
We're going to see
think
more touchdowns. We're going to see the ball spread out a little bit more, which is going to open up Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson. Like,
Alan Lazard.
yeah, yeah.
Here's a question for you. If you had the choice, because I did this last week, so now I'm curious what your feedback would be. If you had the choice, would you rather have Brees Hall or Kenneth Walker?
Oh man, are we talking
Full
now
PPR.
with this knowledge that Devontae
Yep.
Adams is there?
Yep.
Give me Brees, man. I like the upside. I like the upside of Brees Hall. I think he's a better back. I think he's a more talented back.
Even with the Braylon
And
Allen split,
he did nothing this week.
right?
So yeah, I think so. That is a good comp though. The Ken Walker Brees Hall thing.
I made the
I
trade
think
last week.
you got it done?
Curious. Yeah. I
Oh
traded out
shit.
Brees Hall and I picked up Kenneth Walker. Not mad. The guy that I traded with was 5-0. Guess what? He lost. Guess what? We're tied for first right now. Both 5-1.
Shit. Okay.
My plan worked.
Okay. Yeah, now you've got me questioning myself, I guess.
If
I
you
think
had
I would still take Brees.
if you had Alan Lazard, do you hold on to him still? Do you see what happens with Devontae being there?
Nah, not for me. I don't have any shares of Alan Lazard, but if I did, I don't think so. Like,
Alan
he's
Lazard's
still going to
got
get his
more
touches.
fantasy
He's still going to
points
get his
than Garrett
catches and stuff.
Wilson.
That's just because of the touchdown factor. And that's all.
True.
Garrett's the most targeted receiver in the league right now.
Right.
So I'm hoping. So here's like best case scenario with that. Devonta Adams comes in and he takes Garrett Wilson, puts him right there under his wing, says, "Come here, young man. I will teach you how to be Aaron Rodgers' best friend."
Yeah.
And then they're both on that page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just hope that Garrett Wilson is open to that, because either he's going to have to learn how to be a wide receiver too, or he's just going to be a bitter second fiddle to Devontae Adams.
Yeah. And then if he's going to be
That's
bitter
just how it
about it,
is.
Aaron's not going to throw him the ball.
Exactly.
He'll go Devontae and then he'll just throw whenever Conklin, or he'll throw to Lazard. That'll be how it is. With that going, I do have a new topic for you this week. Trying to introduce a new topic every week right now. So I want to know analytics versus gut instinct. So I just want to see kind of what you do when it comes to, do you rely on kind of looking at the stats and kind of diving into game logs, stuff like that? Or do you just go with your gut feelings when it comes to kind of figuring out your start, sit, who you're playing?
I'm going to start by telling you, Brandon, that I feel attacked because it was a rough start to the year for me. And if you guys listen to this show, you know that I am all about listening to the podcasts and doing my mock drafts and doing my research and things of that nature. Like, literally, I listen to the fantasy footballers and fantasy football today daily. Like, that's how I spend my workday. And again, if you listen to the show, you know that I've never won at all in our main league. And I think that's my biggest thing here is I've made a couple of decisions this year that were based off of analytical information that I've received. But that is kind of what I do. I don't know why. But if you look at, like, all right, let me give you this reference. Seamus had in our main league, shout out Seamus, go back into our other videos and check out our interview with him, kind of get you an understanding of who we're talking about. He got a lot of flack for his performance last year, and everybody was kind of dogging him for his draft this year. And what did he say the entire time? He says, I just have a feeling. I
Yep.
have a feeling. This is what I'm going with. I have a feeling about this player, and I have a feeling about these stats. And we're like, okay, man, like, good one, you know? He's on fire right now.
He's
Seamus is heating up.
we're straight.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So like that's where I'm so friggin' torn. And you look at Jordan too. Jordan, obviously he follows sports, just as much as the next guy. Like he's all about it. He loves sports. Shout out Jordan. We miss you, man. Can't wait to see you back next week. He's a 2-time champ in this league. He watches the game, he watches the players, and he goes based off of his feeling. I can tell you what I do, and I follow analytics. I can tell you what I should do, and I feel like it's gut. So I don't know. I
Yeah,
hope that
I kind of
answers your
feel you there.
question.
I feel you there. Like for me, I definitely look at the stats and everything like that, but um sometimes I really have like a gut feeling with a player and I'm like, I'm gonna play him this week. And then what happens? That player does jack and then I'm screwed and
Yup.
there's an L for me. So I try my best to kind of base it off the stats and kind of look at, you know, target share, snap percentage, stuff like that, and kind of just see where I'm at and, go off that. But, when I have a team where I do have multiple players on my bench that are gonna get solid points, and I'm in that of a tough spot of kind of like, well, who's gonna get more? I mean, I've debated all season about playing Alan Lazard. I didn't play him this week. Goes and throws up a 20 piece. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
I instead played Bucky Irving. Guess what? I'm okay with that. Bucky Irving still. I went with Bucky because no Rashad White. Cool. Don't expect his backup, Evans, to throw up 35 fantasy points?
Yeah, bro. What?
No.
I think
Like,
that's an easy trap to fall into because I'm sure I know for sure you and me, but I'm hoping for some of our listeners, like we're all part of a league where we've got people that we're playing with, or should I say playing against, that they don't pay attention. They don't give a shit. You know what I mean? They just want to play fantasy football with you and maybe win some money, like maybe watch a game or two on the weekend with you or whatever. But they're not like the hardcore invested fantasy football fans like we are. And they go off of like, oh, well, this guy put up, 10 points last week and 17 points the week before and something like that. And they're like, yep, like that sounds like a good choice to me. I'm going to go ahead and put my waiver claim in on him, or I'm going to take him off my bench and play him. Where I feel like some of the rest of us are like, no, like it's a horrible matchup. Like the offense isn't clicking really well. His quarterback's not doing well, or like the
mhm.
defense isn't playing well. So they're going to have to, throw it more, anything like that. Whereas like
Right.
some of these guys and gals that are just like, no, yeah, like he's got good numbers and I like him. I'm just going to go ahead and play him. And every time, like they're winning games, man.
Yep.
So I don't know. Again, Jordan, 90% luck, 10% skill, man. Like
Seriously. It,
there's
it, it gets rough.
little to no method to the madness of fantasy football. And that's, I guess, why we love it.
Us in sports, man. It's the way it goes. Well, with that being said, I want to jump into kind of just GSC in general. We'll start with Maine League one seeds.
Atta boy. Let's go, Brandon.
I got the one seed again in the
Yeah.
West.
Steven taking a step down.
Even
Good
took a
job,
step down.
Brandon.
I'm on a little win streak, getting
Yes,
hot.
sir.
So feeling good. My team's I'm feeling really good. Like right now, I'm not really worried about hitting waivers. I might go one or two people, but right now, man, I'm feeling good. I might make a trade or two. So you want to make a trade, you can send an offer, but just don't send one for CD Lamb because he is the one person on my team that is staying put. I'll put that out there now.
Your trade to me today was so disrespectful. First of all, I'm just going to put that out there for you guys. We're not going to dive into it right now, but I just want to say be tactful with Brandon when you trade with him. He tried to fleece the shit out of me on one. But I want to follow that up with a comment, Brandon. You've got Joe this week, correct?
I-
All right. If you beat him,
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to send me your work address so I can buy you lunch.
Okay.
100%. You beat him, I'm buying you lunch, dog.
You can just buy me a GSC hat. I'll take that instead.
That fair enough. Say less.
Bet. Yeah, I played Joe this week, so one seat's facing off. See who's gonna get knocked off the totem pole because one of us is gonna take over.
Yeah, dude. It's I'm still just for my team, I'm just trying to like stay relevant right now because it's Whitney's kind of found her way to the bottom.
Yep.
She at this point, she might be out of it.
I would probably say she has a win out the rest of the year to really make it. I mean, in our league, you really have to be. I mean, she's got to go on a streak for sure. That's she's got to
like
put.
she might have to win out.
Yeah, she might have
at
to win
this
out.
point.
Yeah,
Like she could maybe afford one more, but
maybe
I don't know.
you got to finish at least 8-6, at least to have a chance. That's the way it was last year. To have a chance, you had to be 8-6.
I just want to let the podcast know that if Sheamus continues this streak and he goes on to win his second championship, our socials will be blown up with his nonsense. You're not a part of our group chat, but he's gonna give you guys some entertainment. I'll put it that way.
It'll be interesting to see for sure. But yeah, I mean, speaking of Sheamus, he's on his streak. Jordan got the Sheamus flu.
Yeah, maybe, man. Is he really out sick, or was he just like not trying to face the camera today after getting whooped?
Yeah,
We
we'll
might have
see.
to ask him about that. Maybe he's just ducking Sheamus right now. I'm not sure.
Maybe we'll have to see. Cody, within the club, there is only one undefeated team left. Congratulations, Snooze 8964 out of the PNW region.
Wow. In all of our GSC leagues, he's the last one left that's undefeated.
There's one standing.
My guy.
Congratulations.
I have to admit that I'm a little salty about it. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus. That's my boy. I've known him since I was 11, maybe. Auto drafted.
Oh.
And
From what spot?
him. I don't know. Let me look that up real quick. But he auto drafted and this guy was a part of GSC main years ago, like maybe even our first year.
Oh wow.
Like when we were both learning how to play, and he was like, this is too much for me. Like I don't know how to do this. I don't want to do this. I convinced him to join up against this year.
Nice.
And he, whatever, auto drafted, doing fine. The guy had two people out this week and still got his dub.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is a 12-team league. So I don't know. Maybe that's a conversation that needs to be had within this league, and that's on me as the commissioner to like try to get this engagement up a little bit. I don't know if you're seeing this in your league or your leagues, but I've got a couple where I'm like, all right, guys, 6 weeks isn't that long. Like we can still like stay in touch and stay. Same thing happened in my work league, which I am now in first place. Shout out
Hey,
Josh. You can see how I look from behind now. Um, had a couple of guys like just not making moves and not updating their lineup and stuff. So
Mhm.
it's hard to keep everybody engaged week in and week out.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I can definitely feel that, bro.
Brandon, I did notice one thing in the club and our GSC leagues this weekend. You might have a knack for this pick'ems thing, man. Looked like a perfect week to me.
I I did. Okay, here, Theo. You can play. Play again. Sorry. 3-year-old tantrum. Three-nager.
A
Yeah,
three-nager. I love that.
three-nager, bro. Almost. So, uh, yeah, I don't know, man. I had a little bit of a period where I took a couple risks in pick'ems. Did not do hot at all, and kind of, pushed myself back towards the bottom of pick'ems. This week though, man, I just had a feeling, took a couple picks. That is what we call perfection, folks. First one to do it.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. But you're
And you
still
asked me yesterday, you were like, "Oh, should I take the Jets?" And I was like, I feel like Buffalo got it. I was like,
hey, listen, if the Jets have Devontae Adams, they win that game.
"Oh, agreed." In that game, agreed. Now, if Greg the leg could make a field goal, they win that game.
Yeah.
So, and you're
Can
at home,
I?
so you should be making those field goals.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely happy to see my name kind of shoot up the standings. Not as far back now. I think I was originally about 7 or 8 games back from first. Now I'm 4, so I will gladly take that with the week.
Yeah. I just want to take a second to give a quick shout out to Drew Burrell. He's crushing it, sitting first place right now. He's a Baltimore representative of the Get Sunday Covered Fantasy Football Club. 59 wins through 6 weeks right now. So good job, Andrew.
Shout out 7 and yourself, Cody. You guys are sitting in second, 1 game back, chasing at his heels. So
Let's go.
there's our top 3 right there.
Yeah,
So
don't forget, guys. We're gonna try to do some more things like the pick'ems. Our best ball league is going to receive 50% off of one of our springtime tournaments, aka March Madness or Stanley Cup playoff bracket or something like that. We may have something coming up around pick'ems, things of that nature. That'd be kind of fun for you guys to get in on. So we encourage you to go check it out, hop in the club, let us know what you want to play.
did you survive this week in the second chance survivor pool?
Oh, I sure did.
Congratulations.
I made
Our
it.
champion from the first one is the only one knocked out.
Sorry, Damo. You're done, son. You're
Man,
done. He hit us up on the club too. Says, "What happens
yeah,
if
I
I
know.
win
He
this
was
one too?" Yeah, I
he was
think
like,
you
"What if I
jinxed
win?"
yourself,
I was like,
man. You
"Oh, we got
jinxed yourself.
Yep, you jinxed yourself, man. It's all right. We'll have more to come. Still got pick'ems anyway, so still in that grouping. So you're not too far back in there, so you still got a chance. I still believe in you, but don't worry, I'm coming for you guys. Uh,
All right.
what you got, Cody?
Let's jump into games of the week, man. We promised you guys that we would get a count of our correct picks so far. But full disclosure, we are both lazy and we did not make that happen. So we're just going to go one more week.
We'll have them for you next week, folks.
That's
And we'll
right.
get Jordan's before the week starts, so that way we make sure it's a input as well. So Jordan, I know you're watching the episode. Make sure you text Cody and I your picks for the week. That way we can make sure we get that input into our totals.
Yep, absolutely. I don't know that we got an actual response. Well, let's just jump in onto Jordan's game first. Game of the week this week from Jordan. He's going Lions again, taking on the Vikings. I love it. Vikings undefeated at 5-0. Lions on friggin' fire. I'm sure they're hyped up after that beatdown in Arlington. How you feeling about this one, Brandon?
You know, this is going to be a good NFC North matchup. The NFC North is so stacked. Lions at home. I like MCDC. I'm going with the Lions here.
I'm pretty sure they're in Minnesota.
No way.
Yes, sir.
They're in Minneapolis. Now you got me looking, bro.
Which, by the way, is literally, you want to talk about never go to a live game again. I want to see US Bank
You are
Stadium
right.
so bad.
You would be right, my friend. They are.
I know.
And
I wish
I'm
it
still
was
going with
that easy for my wife
MCDC.
to tell me that.
I'm still gonna ride with the Lions.
Cool. Love it. I'm pretty torn here.
This is a tough
I'm-
pick, man.
I also think I'm gonna go with the Lions. I think they're riding high. I do understand that the Vikings are coming off of the bye, but I don't know, man. I think Lions are. I think they're it.
I think they're the real deal, man. I really do. I think the Lions.
Seeing
might-
teams go 6-0 in the NFL is
Tough.
it's tough.
Ah.
So I'll take the Lions here. I do like that.
Cody, what's your
What
game of
about you? Yeah, so for me, I like the Texans Packers this week.
Another
I think
NFC
it's
team, huh?
yeah, so I just look at this one, a couple of young hotshot quarterbacks that are just slinging the rock, looking real good for their respective teams. I think this is going to be a shootout.
I
It's
agree.
in Green Bay, so I don't love that for the Texans. I'm not sure what the weather's supposed to be like, but I do think Lambeau has a good home field advantage there, and I like that for Jordan Love and the squad. But I just love the way that both of these guys are going at it and really just making, you look at some of these quarterbacks that are holding it down for the team. These guys are making a difference for their teams. And that's what excites me about this matchup. Now, there are some injury concerns here. Obviously, Texans minus Nico. Packers minus Dontavian Wicks, perhaps. And what's the story on Jaden Reed? Do we know he's okay, right? Like,
I haven't seen anything about
yeah, so
Jaden yet. So
I think this is going to be a banger of a game. And while I do think they have, oh man, as I'm looking at it now, I'm kind of torn. I was going to say Packers at home, but I think I'll take the Texans.
yeah, I think I'm going to go with you on that. I like the Texans in this matchup, and I like Stroud and Diggs and Tank Dell to get it done.
I think it'll be a good one. So far, 2 morning games too, so we're not going to be able to watch them both at the same time unless you have Red Zone, which I do not.
Gotta get yourself red zone, my friend.
I know. What about you, my guy? What do you got?
I like Ravens and Bucks this week. I think this game is also going to be another shootout. I think this game is going to be high scoring, like 35-31, something like that. It's
Love that.
it's going to be in the 30s for both these teams. Baker's,
I hope so.
Baker's hot. I mean, Godwin's going off. Lamar's going off. I mean, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry is fucking
Oh, dude,
Derrick Henry.
this is going to be my game of the week. I really like this game. However, this is going to be played in, I believe, Tampa. So
Yes, I think you are correct.
I
Yes,
do.
at Tampa, Monday Night Football.
So this will be a Monday night. I'm taking Tampa in this. I think Tampa, after everything that's happened, obviously Hurricane Milton coming through, I think this is going to be a big game for Tampa back home to give some joy to the fans in the city of Tampa. I'm taking Tampa.
I wish I showed that, man, but I don't. I disagree. I'm going to go Ravens. I just think they're a powerhouse right now. They are in my top 5 power rankings for the week. I got to go Baltimore. They've
I got
got
both of them
everything.
in my 5. So
Yeah, they're clicking right now. So I'm going to take Baltimore here.
well,
Also, real quick before we move on, I just want to hear your take on 2 Monday Night Football games. What do you think?
I'm okay with it because if one game's boring, I'm not stuck watching it and I can switch it to the other.
Okay, that's a really good take. I didn't really think of it like that.
Like if
I
I'm
don't
watching,
love it.
for instance, can we refuse to put the freaking Giants on Sunday Night Football or any primetime game right now?
Better the Giants than the Jags.
Bro, the Jags have 2. They're playing London again this weekend.
Exactly. That's what they should do, is just send the Jags to London and let them stay there so we can get one of the teams that you and I talked about, like maybe the Iowa Farm Dogs. Like, send the Jags to London. We'll introduce a new team and we'll just keep it the way that it is. But that's a good point, though. I didn't really think about that, man. I just love the hype between, it's called Get Sunday Covered, like spending your entire day watching football on Sunday. But the hype for Thursday night football, Sunday night football, and Monday night football, in my eyes, is unmatched. When you have 2 games on Monday night, it's like, I don't give a shit about either of them. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing.
I like having 2 Monday night games because if you have a boring game, you can switch it and watch the other one. Or if both of them are entertaining, hey,
Switch
2
and
times the
watch
entertainment.
hockey.
At 2, but you can do the same with at any day now.
Yeah.
Or you watch MLB playoffs, postseason, ALCS, NLCS.
Go Bombers.
Sweet. Well, that'll do it for this week, folks. Don't forget to like, comment, be sure to subscribe and follow if you haven't already. Be sure to hit us up to always get your guys' Sundays covered. Till next week. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.